It is okay if you do not like instrumental jazz. You do not have to like it. It is okay if you would much prefer to have the lyrics. And I think it's good to expand our horizons, even if at the end of the day we determine we don't like it. So, here's my guide from me to you, a theater kid turned jazz vocalist and arranger, on how to get into instrumental jazz for someone who previously hated it. Step 1, find live instrumental jazz. Not live recordings, but go be in the room with the real people playing jazz music, and who gives a shit what you're listening to in your own time. Don't try to listen to jazz that way. Just go to a jazz club. Go to a university with a great jazz program. Just go find some sort of live jazz performance, and I promise you, you're gonna like the music so much more. Step 2 sounds counterintuitive, but hear me out. Listen to more vocal jazz. I know, we're talking about instrumentals, but if you don't know your standards already, they're not already in your brain. The best way to learn them is gonna be through having lyrics and an emotional connection to a real person's voice or a real singer that you know about. Then later on, when we revisit those standards in an instrumental context, you're gonna know what's going on and be able to appreciate and understand the music better. After months or even years, it's okay, take your time of doing those past 2 steps. I think you'll be ready to listen to some instrumental jazz. So, might I recommend starting with some familiar IP? I'm not even talking about those standards that you were listening to before yet. Just something you already know something about to help draw you in. If you are into musical theater, there's so much where that came from. Oscar Peterson has a ton of jazz albums covering musicals like West Side Story and My Fair Lady, all as instrumental jazz. Cannonball Adderley made a Fiddler on the Roof album. Duke Ellington made a Mary Poppins album. The world's your oyster. If you love video games, the 8-Bit Big Band, which is currently sweeping Grammy season, is making super sick modern big band arrangements of songs from video games. Do I know any of the material? No, but I love their arrangements and they're really good. Also, if you love anime, the Cowboy Bebop soundtrack is incredible instrumental jazz, and bonus points because it was all composed by a woman, which I think is really sick. And now we're listening to standards, and I'm gonna give you 3 musicians to start with who I think are really accessible entry points. Oscar Peterson if you want smaller combos and piano-driven music, Count Basie if you want high-energy big band, and Miles Davis if you want something a little moodier or an exploration into free jazz. They play in ways that will make it easy for you to understand what's actually happening in the music, but they don't shy away from having skill and innovation, and I think that is the perfect midpoint for a new listener. And after all of this, you are still allowed to prefer vocal jazz over instrumental jazz. I know I do. But it's gonna make you a better listener, it's gonna give you more of an appreciation for jazz history and the jazz canon, and if you yourself are a singer, it's gonna make you a better musician.